Okay class, so now we come to the fourth part of the video and we'll straight away discuss example 9. Alright, so for example 9a here, okay, the question asking you limit x approaching, limit x approaching minus 3, okay, minus 3x minus 27 over x cubed plus 9x squared. Okay, so what we call this function? This is what we call as a rational function, a quotient. Maknanya dia ada pembawah dan apa ni? Numerator and denominator. So as we have seen in the law of limits just now, if we come across this kind of function, first thing you have to check is you need to substitute the value or with the value of x approaching what value into the denominator and make sure it does not equals to 0 first, kan? So kalau you check kat sini yang kat bawah ni, let's have a look. Okay, we have minus 3, we just want to check the yang kat bawah ni dulu. Okay, we have to make sure that it does not equals to 0. So let's check. So minus 3 power of 3, okay, 3x power of 3 plus 9x square. Kita gantikan dengan x kuasa x approaching negative 3. So kita gantikan dengan x sama dengan negative 3. So negative 3 kuasa 3 tambah dengan 9 3 kuasa 2. Okay, so what we have here, minus 3 power of 3 berapa? 9 3 kuasa 3 is 9 darab dengan 3 27, kan? Okay, and then plus with 9 darab dengan 9. So what you have here, you have negative kat sini, okay, minus 3, so you have minus 27 plus 81, which is equals to berapa ni? 4. Okay, so this one is equals to 54. Then meaning that no problem. Okay, no problem. So you can proceed by substituting the upper one as well. Negative 3 minus 93 minus 27 over, since yang tadi saya dah ganti dah, saya letak jawapan je lah terus. So this one will be apa? Negative 9 tolak 27. 9 tolak 27 berapa? Negative 18 per 54. Then the answer will be negative 1 over 3. Okay, negative 1 over 3. What about B? Yang B ni pun sama je, tak ada masalah. As x approaching 3 also, this one x approaching 3. Okay, so for this case class, you don't have to worry anymore for limit from the left, limit from the right, because this question directly asks you for x approaching 3. So maknanya kat sini kalau function tu boleh ganti, masukkan je x tu dengan 3, x tu dengan nilai dalam function tu, then go ahead. So for this case, I'm going to straight away substitute the value negative x, which is equals to 3 square plus with 7 times with 3 minus 2. So what you will get here, you will get minus 9 plus 21 minus 2. So yang ni akan jadi berapa? 9, negative 9 tambah 19. So maknanya dia jadi 10. Alright. So we got the answer here. Untuk example 9, 6A is minus 1 over 3. Untuk B is 10. Alright. And untuk C, okay, untuk C pun simple je nampaknya kat sini. Okay, untuk C, though it is fractional, okay, fractional function here, as what we have discussed on the limit, kita boleh cari dia dengan find limit terus kat dalam ni, as approaching minus 8, 19 minus y baru cari dia punya power, solvekan dia punya power. Okay, so for this case apa, limit 19, sorry, it's not x, y kat sini, y approaching minus 8. So kat sini maknanya berapa kelas? 19 tolak dengan negatif 8 kuasa 4/3. So you will have 27 power of 4 over 3. You can either solve it using your calculator or you can congak. You know what is congak? Okay, so 27 is what? 3 to the power of 3 times with 4 power of 3. So you dapat jawapan 3 to the power of 4. Ataupun kalau you nak pecahkan, nak tu, maknanya 3 darab 3, 9, 9 darab 3, 27, 27 darab 3, 81. So this is answer for example 9C. Okay, 81. Example for okay, now we proceed to laws of limits. Okay, if Px and Qx are polynomials and QC cannot be 0. Alright, so ni panjang-panjang ni, maybe if we read it and you try to understand, it's a bit hard, then it will be easier for me to just explain to you what does it mean by this through an example. Maksud dia kat sini, what happen if you want to find the limit and happen that the denominator here or the Qx here become 0. When you substitute Sx approaching C tu masukkan ke dalam function Qx ni, then you find out it is equals to 0. Then what we can do is you try to find what we call as the common factors. Identify the common factors between the numerator and the denominator. Okay, faham tak? Maksudnya cuba tengok example ni. Okay, this example we have limit x approaching to x square minus 6x plus 8 over x square minus 4. See, if you try to substitute x equals to 2 to the denominator here, 2 square 4 minus 4 is 0. Betul? Okay, so this thing, okay, kita tak boleh biarkan the denominator cannot be equals to 0. So what we're trying to do is we try to find the common factors between denominator and numerator here. Okay, so nampak tak kat sini, I come out with this. How do I come out with this? Is we try to factorize in order to find the common factor. So yang kat bawah ni, x square minus 4, we can actually factor them. It is actually a multiplication of apa? X plus 2 times with x minus 2. Dalam algebra you dah belajar ni kan? Alright. And then x square minus 6x plus 8. Ni pun sebenarnya apa tu orang panggil quadratic function. Okay, quadratic function where you can actually factor it. It is a multiplication of two linear function kan. So maknanya 8. How can we factor? X times x minus or plus something times with x plus or minus something. Betul tak? So what? 8. Maknanya kat sini 2, kat sini 4, right? So what we have here, okay, we have, I think we can say it x minus 2, x minus 4. Betul tak? Cuba you darabkan balik. So maknanya you gonna have x square, okay, yang kat sini x times with x square minus 4x minus 2x plus 8. Yes. So see, now we have a common factor which is x minus 2. We have a common factor x minus 2, so we may cancel x minus 2. So when you cancel x minus 2, when you want to try to substitute x with 2 to the function, now will you get the denominator equals to 0? Dah tak kan? Okay, what you will have instead? 2 plus 2, 4. Right? So here, there you go. You can substitute 2 minus 4 over 2 plus 2. So you have negative 2 over 4 is equivalent to negative 1 over 2. Samalah dengan jawapan kita yang ni. Okay, faham tak semua? Okay, now we come to example 10. Alright, so have a look at example 10a here. Limit x approaching 17, x minus 17 over root of x plus 8, 17 x plus 8 minus 5. Okay, so as I said to you before, this is a fractional function. Okay, so this is a rational function, not fractional. Rational function. So what you got to do, you have to check on the denominator first. Okay, so kita cuba gantikan x tu dengan 17 into the denominator here. So if you substitute x with 17, what you will get down here, okay, square root x plus 7 tambah 8 17 plus 8 is 25. Okay, square root of 17 plus 8 minus 5. So square root of 25 is what? Square root of 25 is 5. So 5 minus 5 is 0. Nampak? You're going to have 0 at your denominator here. So we cannot allow this to happen if you want to find the limit. So what you got to do here, there is a technique. Okay, the technique that we have discussed earlier at this example is where we factor, right? We get rid of the factor, cofactor between numerator and the denominator, which that factor make the function the denominator become 0. So by having this as a cofactor between numerator and denominator, kita dah boleh cancel out and it is no more equals to 0, kan? Alright, so for this case, we're going to do the same too. But as you can see here, this function, okay, we have a square root. So a bit difficult for us to have a square root. So ni saya nak tunjuk dekat you, there is a technique to solve this where we are multiplying this. Okay, we are multiplying the term here with what we call as a conjugate. Apa maksud conjugate here? Conjugate is, biasa tak, kan kita ada a factor, kan? Let's say we have x minus 1 times what? It's going to be x square minus 1. Okay, x square minus 1. X minus 1 darab dengan apa? Kat sini 1 juga, but not x minus 1, but it's plus 1. The sign will be the opposite. Kalau kat sini tolak 1 dan become this one plus 1. Kalau you tak percaya, you should cuba darabkan balik. So you're going to have x square plus x minus x. You're going to have, betul tak? X square plus x minus 1. So you can cancel this, then you're going to have x square minus 1. So what we call as the conjugate of x minus 1 is x plus 1. How to determine the conjugate? Senang je. Kalau ni negative, then this one become positive. Faham? So for this case, for our case here, the root is the whole thing here you may consider as x, big X lah. Ataupun kita nak x, you katakanlah nombor lain. So we have root of x plus 8 minus 5. Okay, minus 5. So minus maknanya kat sini we are going to introduce to multiply this with square root of x plus 8 also. But the conjugate for square root of x plus 8 minus 5 is square root of x plus 8 plus 5. Faham? So since you multiplying the function here or the limit here with this, if you just multiply this down, it will change the whole function, right? But we don't want to change the whole function, or else the thing dah jadi benda lain. So what you got to do, you have to introduce the same at the numerator here. So you're going to have numerator also times with square root of x plus 8 plus 5. Nampak tak? This sebenarnya kita darab the whole thing ni dengan satu je, sebab this thing over this thing, numerator over denominator benda yang sama, so it's equivalent to 1. So we are not going to change anything. We just introduce like this. Okay. Okay, then now we go back to denominator here. As I said here, this is a square root x plus 8 minus 5. Okay, square root x plus 8 minus 5. This one is the conjugate to square root x plus 8 plus 5. Do you agree with me? So you can try to multiply. Okay, square root x plus 8 plus 5. Sama je lah, square root x plus 8 minus 5. Multiply them together. So square root x plus 8 darab dengan square root x plus 8. You akan dapat apa? Okay. You will limit ni tak tinggal lagi kan. Limit x approaching 17. Okay. So you will get, kat sini kita masih ada x minus 17. Square root x plus 8 plus 5. Okay. So this one, bila you darab dengan yang ni, the root will go away. Kan? Macam square root 2 darab dengan square root 2, you akan dapat 2 kan? Because this is square root 2 darab square root 2, you will get square root 4. Square root 4 sama dengan 2 ni. Alright. So what you got to do here, what you will get is x plus 8. Okay, x plus 8, then minus, plus, then we cancel each other. Faham? Okay, then plus 5 minus with 5. So we're going to have minus 25. Okay, and this is equals to, apa? Limit x approaching 17. Saya nak selesaikan kat bawah dulu. X plus 8 minus 25, you will get x minus 17. Nampak tak sekarang? Down up here also we have x minus 17. Okay, upper we have x minus 17. Lower also we have the x minus 17. Dua-dua, atas dan bawah kita ada, so we can cancel. So now kita dah tak ada term that will make the denominator equals to 0. So what we can do now, you can straight away substitute 17 into this. Okay, so maknanya sekarang kita ada 17 tambah 8 tambah 5. Okay, so square root 25 is 5 tambah 5, you dapatlah 10. Alright. Harapnya semua faham. Then if you look at B also, the pattern is almost the same. The difference is just that yang square root tu ada kat atas. Okay. And you see, if you directly try to put in negative 9, 11 into this denominator, you akan dapat kosong. So you got to do something like what I did in A. Alright, so to know whether you understand or not, I want you to solve on your own B and submit to me also. Alright, so I will straight away proceed to C. Alright, I will straight away proceed to C. So quickly, for C here, you see class, kalau kita gantikan negative 8 ni directly to this, what we get? We get 0 kan. This one also cannot be happen. Okay, cannot happen like this. So what you got to do, limit x approaching negative 8. Nothing we can do dekat denominator sebab this is already in the simplified form. X plus 8. Tak boleh buat apa dah. But we can do something on your numerator here. X square plus 6x minus 16. So you see here, is a quadratic. So you still can factor this quadratic. Dia jadi apa? X darab apa? X minus what? Okay, 16. Okay, so what we have? Kita ada hint dah ni, 8 kat bawah. So kat atas mesti letak 8 juga. So if 8 kat sini akan jadi apa? What times 8 will make you 16? 2, right? So then we have, you just need to know the sign. Positif ke tak? Sebab kat sini positif, agaknya positif lah kat sini. Right, so if you put it positive, then x square plus, darab kat sini, 8x. So this one should be minus lah. Minus 2x minus 16. So very simple, you can cancel this. So you can put in negative 8 inside this negative 2, then you will get negative 10. Alright, so we're done with example 10. So for A and C. For B, I want you to solve on your own and upload your solution together with a previous example that I asked you to do. Okay, the number 1 example berapa saya pun dah lupa, 8 ke 9. Check back the video and upload both solutions at Google Classroom. Okay, so I open up the submission. I think that's all for today asynchronous lecture. Okay, thank you very much everyone. Bye. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.